In recent months, Burkina Faso has emerged as an unlikely focal point in discussions around rapid infrastructure development in West Africa. Amid ongoing political and security challenges, the country is witnessing a wave of public works activity, particularly in road construction, drainage systems, and urban transit design, that has caught the attention of regional observers and international analysts alike. At the center of this transformation is the administration of President Ibrahim Traore, whose leadership, though not without controversy, has coincided with an accelerated rollout of infrastructure projects across the capital, Ouagadougou, and other urban centers. What is drawing particular interest is not merely the scale of construction, but the speed. Flyovers, dual carriageways, and flood control systems, projects that, in similar contexts, are often slowed by bureaucratic inertia or external financing delays, are reportedly being delivered in months rather than years. While independent verification of all claims remains limited due to restricted media access and evolving political conditions, the visible progress on the ground has prompted a mix of cautious optimism and critical inquiry. Is this a short-term push driven by political urgency or the foundation of a long-term development strategy? For now, the evidence is still unfolding. Multiple accounts from residents and professionals within Ouagadougou and surrounding areas point to a visible shift in urban infrastructure. New road networks are being laid, flyovers have emerged at major junctions, and functioning traffic systems, including signalized intersections, are now present in areas that, until recently, operated without formal traffic regulation. A civil engineer working on one of the road projects, who requested anonymity due to sensitivity around government affiliations, described the pace as unprecedented, adding, "It feels as if the country is making up for decades of delay in just a few months." There's a level of urgency that's hard to ignore. Another notable feature of the current infrastructure rollout is its apparent emphasis on durability and long-term resilience. Unlike previous development cycles where rapid road expansion often neglected environmental factors, recent construction efforts in Burkina Faso include integrated drainage systems, a critical measure in a region where seasonal flooding frequently disrupts mobility and damages infrastructure. These systems, visible beneath many of the new highways and flyovers, appear engineered to handle significant water flow, particularly during the country's intense rainy periods. In informal interviews, several residents praise the improvements, with one describing the newly completed road in the Kasoto area as the smoothest I've ever driven on. No bumps, no flooding, no traffic buildup. While independent infrastructure assessments have yet to be conducted, early observations suggest an attempt to move beyond cosmetic upgrades toward more sustainable and climate-resilient urban planning. Public sentiment around the ongoing construction varies. For some, the current wave of development is seen as a long overdue attempt to modernize critical infrastructure and improve daily life in a country where road conditions have historically lagged behind regional averages. Others, however, express measured optimism, pointing to a history of stalled or incomplete projects often disrupted by political instability, administrative turnover, or budgetary constraints. That history has left some residents and observers wary of declaring success too early. Yet on the ground, construction appears to be progressing with a consistency that distinguishes it from past efforts, at least for now. It is still too early to fully measure the long-term implications of these developments or to assess how well they will stand the test of time. But what is evident, even without official fanfare, is that Burkina Faso is undergoing one of the most accelerated periods of infrastructural transformation in its recent history. Roads that were once riddled with potholes have given way to smooth, well-planned carriageways. Intersections now feature working traffic systems. Entire districts are being reconnected through bridges, flyovers, and arterial roads that many once considered out of reach. Under President Ibrahim Traore, the country's built environment is shifting, visibly and rapidly. Whether this signals a sustained infrastructural awakening or a brief phase of high-speed development, one thing is certain: Burkina Faso has entered the conversation about what's possible when national ambition aligns with execution, and the world is beginning to take notice.